Welcome to today's Explainer. Think of this as your personal, highly optimistic newsletter of good news. We're stepping back from the daily grind to just casually look at the truly remarkable leaps happening in tech right now and how we're overcoming some massively complex hurdles to unlock incredible social benefits.
So, what do orbital satellites, AI gaming, and a thermometer you can literally eat have in common? I know, it sounds like the setup to a really weird joke, right? But I promise it's not. We're going to see how these seemingly unrelated breakthroughs actually form a cohesive, thrilling roadmap of our near future. We are zooming all the way from huge manufacturing hurdles in outer space right down to microscopic social benefits inside our own bodies.
All right, part one, tracking SpaceX's trajectory. We're starting way up in the macro view. Right now, there is massive market interest in space logistics. We're talking about SpaceX's blockbuster IPO buzz and a staggering $60 billion expansion of global satellite networks. What this really means is we're overcoming the immense manufacturing hurdles of getting things into space, and that's ushering in an era of unprecedented connectivity. Decentralized satellite networks are poised to completely blanket our planet. Literally, the infrastructure of tomorrow is being built right over our heads. Moving on to part two, AI's next big winners. Zooming in from orbit, venture capitalist Chihua Qian points out a really fascinating shift. Look, building AI infrastructure and training models is incredibly complex, but that hardware layer is rapidly becoming just a commodity. The real societal benefit and the financial value, which we're talking in the trillions here, that actually lies in highly personalized applications. A great example? Generative AI games and entertainment apps. People absolutely love them, and they are quietly generating hundreds of millions of dollars just by making our digital experiences so incredibly personal. As Qian says, you can now run AI models locally on your phone that are as good as the best models were just 6 months ago. That is wild to think about. The hardware hurdle of running heavy AI is shrinking so incredibly fast. The gap between a massive cloud computer and the phone in your pocket used to be measured in years. Now, it's just months. Incredibly powerful, personalized AI is moving straight out of huge server farms and directly into the palms of our hands. Which brings us to part three, Android 17's new horizons. Speaking of the palm of your hand, our personal devices are evolving fast to handle these leaps. Take Android 17's new usability updates. You've got app bubbles for seamless multitasking, and you can literally just ask your Pixel's built-in LMM, that's a smart language model, to instantly troubleshoot your phone for you. They've also cleanly separated the Wi-Fi and mobile data settings and added dedicated Gemini Assistant volume controls. The whole point here is to make managing on-device AI completely effortless. The friction of using complex tech is practically vanishing. Now, here is where our recent leaps in generative AI connect beautifully to that future satellite network potential we just talked about. Android 17 includes a quick setting for direct-to-satellite SOS connectivity. Right as our phones become powerful enough to run customized, generative AI games locally, they're also getting direct, built-in links to those decentralized satellite networks. Soon you could be seamlessly playing highly personalized AI experiences from literally the most remote corners of the Earth. Let's pull back and look at part four, surviving Super El Niño. Let's see how this kind of macro-level data tracking builds a much better world. Consider this stark historical contrast. Historically, our lack of climate preparation caused unprecedented tragedy. Just between 1876 and 1878, a Super El Niño event killed an estimated 50 million people worldwide. That is absolutely devastating. But think about our timeline today. Between 1982 and 2024, we faced the exact same severe weather patterns, but with a wildly different outcome: no mass casualties.
Why? Because we finally overcome the hurdle of human short-sightedness. Modern agriculture is now supported by massive orbital data networks and advanced tracking of these El Niño cycles. We can monitor these awe-inspiring climate events in real time. Because of our technological foresight, global food supplies are protected. We've literally turned what used to be an apocalyptic event into a manageable, tracked weather cycle.
Finally, let's zoom all the way in for part five, swallowing your thermometer. 4 millimeters. Just let that sink in for a second. That is the unbelievably small size of a new ingestible thermometer developed by engineers at MIT. They had to solve a really dangerous development hurdle here. See, previous pill sensors were the size of multivitamins, and they carried heavy batteries that risked actually blocking the GI tract. Not exactly what you want from a medical device, right? So to get this pill down to the size of a tiny berry, engineers used a little magic trick called backscattering. It works in 3 simple steps. First, an external antenna emits a radio wave from outside your body. Second, instead of carrying a bulky battery, the tiny internal sensor just modulates that wave. It essentially borrows power from the outside. And third, the external antenna reads those changes to calculate your exact body temperature. MIT's Giovanni Traverso says this could replace all thermometers, because taking a reading from the inside is simply the most accurate method we have. This tiny piece of tech promises a massive social benefit. By getting an ultra-accurate read from the inside out, doctors can safely and continuously monitor dangerous infections in chemotherapy patients, track ovulation for fertility, or watch for hypothermia during anesthesia. It is literally a microscopic solution that will save lives. As we've seen throughout this explainer, the complex manufacturing and engineering hurdles standing in the way of tomorrow's tech are intense. But the potential social benefits, they are truly boundless. Everything is becoming so deeply interconnected, from the orbital network saving lives and blanketing the globe, to the smartphones running AI games right in our hands, all the way down to tiny smart pills monitoring our vitals from inside our stomachs. So, I'll leave you with this. If we can accurately predict famines from outer space and power tiny computers from outside our own bodies, what impossible hurdle will humanity effortlessly leap over next?